If you're watching this video and you need to watch this video, let me first say my condolences. I feel bad for you. I just went through a horrifying experience with my account being suspended. It was a total of 25 awful, gut-wrenching days that it took me to get this case straightened out. So before I get started on this video, if this is something that you're currently going through and you're looking for a plan of action or a way to make this right and rectify your situation, get your account back in a workable state so you can get back to business, this is exactly the video you need to watch. I do not profess that I'm a professional. This is not what I do for a living. I sell on Amazon, eBay. That's what I do, and that's my thing. So when something like this happens to me, believe me, it impacts me more than you can ever understand. So with that said, I got this email, which I'm sure you probably got one or very similar to it, which is basically the kiss of death saying you are gone. We don't need you on the site. You're suspended, man. You're out of business, basically. I hope to God you didn't do any loans from Amazon because you don't have a way to pay them back. But anyway, that's another story. So this is the starting point for me. It was two inauthentic claims. One of them was a typo for an item that I had. It was, one had a T, one didn't have it, and the customer's opinion of how one is completely different than another was different than mine. However, it was in the end my fault. That's my bad. I take responsibility, and I hope that if you're going to take my advice watching my tutorial, if you will, don't be a weasel. If you really mean right to do the right thing and have good intentions and being a good responsible seller, then I want to help those kinds of people. But if you're just a weasel and you're looking for a way to get your way and get back to making money, I don't support that, and I definitely don't condone that type of behavior. So let me first get that said. The other one was an inauthentic claim as well. However, I did have receipts, which I'm going to show you on the next screen. Now over here, I gave him my first appeal. This is where it all started from. And you can be welcome to use some of this information if you find it useful to you. By all means, you could take pieces of it. This was my initial plan of action, stating what happened. And this one here did not cut it because there's plenty more where that came from. So it all started here. So my next one would be here, an update. I says, hey, can I have an update regarding my suspension? I sent all my documents. At this point, they wanted to have more information regarding the supplier information, my information, the descriptions, quantities. They also wanted to get proof that I had purchased the stuff a year prior to the incident occurring, which I certainly did have because I was not selling fake counterfeit stuff. That's not my thing. But there was a discrepancy, and they want to be proven that it's authentic, unaltered, real, not counterfeit. So that's what I went ahead and did. In the next stage of my appeal, which I laid it all out to the best of my ability, explaining what happened. Again, you can utilize some of this text if you find it helpful in your own quest to get your account reinstated. I took images with notes showing exactly the differences between mine and theirs, all my invoices stating my purchases, my history, who it was that I was buying from, the quantities. I circled everything, scanned it, and emailed it to them. By the way, don't use the appeal button on their Seller Central communication tab on Seller Central because there's no way to do the attachment. So if you're going to send all your information, I find that the fastest way it gets to them is when you go here and hit Contact Us and send them an information. Well, in your case, when you're suspended, it says only suspended. You can only send things regarding suspensions. Since his account no longer is suspended, it looks a little bit different. However, you always want to go here. You can see in my case log, I have tons of stuff. Well, you can send it here and just view and respond or reopen the case and send it to them. So for whatever reason, seller customer service has a faster way to transfer the information to seller performance, I think, personally. It's just my opinion. I mean, you can take it or leave it, do whatever you want to do. But I found that doing that was one way, and I also sent a copy of everything that I sent, as well as my scanned copies and emails and invoices like I was explaining before. Since you can't attach them here, I did it to the seller-performance at Amazon.com. So I kind of covered my bases without stalking them and sending it to them to every way that's imaginable, because you don't want to be a pain in their ass, so to speak. So after sending all this information, We are here on the 25th, and they still wanted more information. So I had to go back and give them even more information. So I went back a whole year and a half, and I took more, and I did another second batch. This is like, what is this? Oh, this is only 12 megabytes. The other one was 55 later, and it was so big it had to be in a Google Drive. It was so huge. So here's some more information I wrote regarding the different ASINs. There was 2 of them. Again, they wanted more information regarding the purchases. Specifically, there was one. This one here, for some reason, they really liked a lot. This one here, not so much. I mean, who knows what these people were thinking, right? So again, I sent my plan of action. It did not sufficiently address some of the stuff, how I'm going to prevent these actions from occurring, so I had to go back and retool my entire suspension plan of action once again, which I did. So now we're at this one. Now we're on the 26th. Oh no, not here. Now we're in the second batch of the 26th, which stated that they wanted supplier information, who they are, how much I bought, the dates, everything else, who I am. I mean, it's kind of redundant, actually. It was, at this point, I could tell I was really starting to feel the heat. I was starting to get a little hot under the collar. If you're feeling the heat, believe me, I know you're feeling it, because this is torture. But don't freak out. Keep it professional. If you need at some points in my plan of actions, I got so upset and I really wanted to explain it off, and I wanted to say, well, this person lives in an apartment and they didn't sign, and they got it and they didn't get it, and they put an A to Z claim and they took off that, and they don't care. Just keep your personal feelings aside and keep it completely professional. Moving on, this 26th again. Now we're on the 27th. 27th was another deal. After researching my past selling history, exposes weakness patterns. Again, just putting it out there, my responsibility side for product authenticity, which led to my problems. My very short plan of action did not cut the mustard, I should say. But again, some of these little pieces here and there that I'm using, you might want to, keep some screenshots, keep some notes, and compile your own as you see fit. But there's some gold in here, and you're going to see it gets even better. Now, this is, again, some additional notes that I've created for my seller performance, and I'm asking that my account be reinstated. This was the 30th. Now we're in June the 2nd, and I had to add some more information, because what happened, this is interesting. From an inauthentic case, right? It went from that, which is here laid out, inauthentic. Now you can see what's going on. They wrote me that some customers haven't received their orders. What am I going to do about my customer service? So I had to respond to that, which was getting crazy, because I'm like, how did it go from this to that? But I'm just trying to keep pace with these people at this point. So this is my follow-up, and this was pretty good, but this was not the best one. I think the next one that I had created was really the cherry on top. I was getting warm. And really, what the moral of the story is when you have to do one of these plan of action letters, is you have to look back. I went to my seller tools. There's reports in there that you can get, just so you know, in your account health. If you go into your order defect rate, all the answers of what they're looking for, you have to dig and get all these reports, customer dissatisfaction, and find out what is creating those problems. Was it they didn't get it, they couldn't sign, they rejected it? Was it getting there too slow? Was it different than what they expected? What was the root of the problem? That's what Amazon wants to understand. They want to hear you say and take full responsibility for what was the root. What are you going to do to fix it? How are you going to eradicate it? How are you going to get rid of it from keep it from happening again in the future, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a plan of action of how you're going to better yourself, not stay the same, fix it, ask for forgiveness, and then move on just to find yourself in the same boiling hot water, because that's exactly what will happen if you don't change when you get back on the site. And I'll tell you, once I get back on the site, believe me, you look at things a lot differently if you're blessed to get the chance to go back on. You know, either here, this was my appeal from the 2nd, and this one did not cut it. Again, I had to give them another updated plan of action. You can see now it's starting to get a little bit more lengthy. You're starting to give more reasons of what started the trouble in the first place, and I started to get more creative and detailed from what I was looking at from my past history of reports of what negatives, my feedbacks, what the potential problems were, if there were certain items that were causing trouble, if I needed to adjust them, retool it, and rework it so that way it made sense for what they were looking for over here. And so performance, and I think this was really starting to get really good. And believe it or not, even as good as this is, professional, laid out well, articulate, still didn't cut it. So this one here was from this 4th. On it goes. Now I'm at the 5th. Now this one was really terrific. You can see the bullet points are gone. I started bolding all the stuff, putting numbers, and I had a 6-point plan for what were the issues with customers not receiving their orders. Action plan regarding unsatisfactory service. Now again, I know it's a little weird that this was an inauthentic case initially, right? How it morphed into this, God only knows. But listen, they're the boss. I mean, in this situation, you're looking for your privilege back. You're not looking to say how right you are and how righteous and terrific you are. You're just trying to get this thing settled however you can best do it. And again, there's so many people out there. At this point is when I was starting to say, you know what, maybe I should just go to one of these professionals online that takes $500 down payment, looks over your case and gives you a plan for $4,000 or $5,000. I'm saying, you know what, really, $4,000 or $5,000, what is that? What I make a week or so? I mean, it's probably an investment if you think about it for someone to get you your account back. Because if you blow it, you send this back to them and it's not good enough, and you lose it forever, right? But I didn't do it. This was my final complete plan of action. This is gold right here. This is worth watching this video up to this point. If you were watching it up to this point, there is stuff in here, man. Let me tell you, this is good. This is good stuff. That's all I can tell you. And it was certainly good enough, and I'm going to explain to you why. At the end of everything, this is the email I got. I just got this yesterday evening at home. Let me tell you, man, I was praising the good Lord, man, when this thing came. I was beyond thrilled. When this is what you want. This is the goal right here. That you get your account back. Even though they had me in review mode while they had me back on, it's good enough for me because I know I'm good. I know I'm not a bad seller. I know in my heart that I'm a good seller. I do the right thing for customers. I'm good at customer service. I might have a little bit of room for improvement like anybody else, but man, it worked. I'm here again doing business just like usual. So thank goodness for that. This is what I hope and pray for you. If you are a good seller and you are trying to do the right things, but you slipped and made a little boo-boo here and there, this is what I pray for all of you guys, that this is what you get at the end of the road. But if you don't have any, if you feel still a little bit lost with what I've explained, because I know I'm maybe not the best, thoroughest, explanatory person regarding this particular stuff, but I'm doing the best because this is what I lived through and I know what you're going through. If I can help you in some way, I love to do that, because if there's someone that's good out there like myself that's struggling a little bit, shoot me a message. Let me know what I can help you with. And if I can certainly help somebody today, that's the best I can ever hope to do for anybody. I just hope that someone would do this. I'll do the same for you as I hope somebody would do for me. But unfortunately, that person in my time never came. But thankfully, I was good enough to do it on my own, and I hope that this works for you. And I hope you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, give it a like anyway, because a lot goes into this stuff that I do. These are true stories, and they're hopefully meaningful and helpful. So take that, and I wish you the best with your Amazon sales.